Isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Ako po si Nanay Beth at welcome po muli sa ating weekly bread. Sino po ba sa inyo noong bago magkaroon ng pandemic ay nagbibilang ng mga commercials sa gitna po ng pinapanood na teleserye? Ang tanda ko po ay halos umaabot na ng 20 commercials bago ibalik ang totoong pinapanood natin. Kaya kung minsan ay nawawala na sa isip, ano nga ba yung aking pinapanood? Hindi ko po alam ngayon kung ganun pa din ang dami ng commercials. Ang gusto ko lamang pong sabihin ay may mga totoong kwento po tayong sinusubaybayan. Subalit sa ayaw at sa gusto natin ay meron pong pang-abalang inilalagay po sa ating pong pinapanood para po ma-divert ang ating pong mga attention sa mga bagong products na available upang ating bilhin. At para pong ganyan ang naging takbo ng ating buhay bago po mag-pandemic. Meron po tayong totoong kwento o story ng ating buhay na dapat ay doon lamang po nakafocus ang ating attention. Subalit dahil po sa dami ng nakakahalinang mga offer ng mundo, ay nagkaroon po ng mga unnecessary attractions. Kaya punong-puno ang mga malls, ang mga travel agencies, at sa marami pang inoffer ng mundo. Bising-busy po ang mga kalsada sa dami ng mga sasakyan, kaya't wala pong katulad ang traffic sa atin. Punong-puno po ang FB ng mga post ng mga nagta-travel kung saan-saan. Libang na libang po ang mga tao, at bigla pong nahinto ang lahat nang pumasok na nga po ang COVID. Lahat ay dumaing, lahat ay natakot, lahat ay naghinagpi sa mga nangyari. Bakit po inalaw ng Diyos na mangyari ang hold na ito? Upang marinig natin ang kanyang tinig, sapagkat sa sobrang ingay na ng mundo, hindi na natin marinig ng malinaw ang kanyang tinig. Ang sabi po sa Hebrews 12:25-29, "See to it that you do not refuse him who speaks. If they did not escape when they refused him who warned them on earth, how much less will we if we turn away from him who warns us from heaven? At that time his voice shook the earth, but now he has promised, once more I will shake not only the earth but also the heavens." The words "once more" indicate the removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things, so that what cannot be shaken may remain. Therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us be thankful and so worship God acceptably with reverence and awe, for our God is a consuming fire. All those created things the world added were consumed by the fire of God. All those worldly things na nakahumalingan ng mga tao upang ma-focus tayo sa totoong kwento ng ating buhay. Mabalik tayo sa kung ano ang layunin ng Diyos sa atin sa mundong ito. Nagkaroon po ng shaking upang mawala ang mga hindi galing sa Kanya at manatili o matira lamang ang galing po sa Kanya. Ang sabi po ng Diyos kay Elijah sa 1 Kings 19:11-12, "The Lord said, Go out and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by." Then a great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart and shattered the rock before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. Isa-isa pong inalis ng Diyos ang mga bagay na humahadlang sa kanila ni Elijah. Ginamit niya ang wind, earthquake, and fire as he passed by. And after that came a gentle whisper. Ibig pong sabihin, the mouth of God became so close to Elijah's ear that he heard that still small voice. We cannot hear his gentle whisper. if we are on top of the mountain because of worldly success. So that mountain must be broken into pieces and let everything that must be shaken ay mawala po sa atin. And lastly, be consumed by the fire of God. And now, we can see clearly what matters most. His gentle whisper saying, "Be still and know that I am God." And now, these three remains, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Ito pong tatlong ito ang gusto niyang manatili sa ating pong mga puso upang maranasan natin ang satisfying life with Him. Pananampalataya po sa Kanya lamang, pag-asa sa Kanya lamang, at pag-ibig na galing po sa Kanya lamang.
When life is put on hold, all our plans have canceled, things have changed. Nothing feels the same. Disappointments, fear, and doubt go hand in hand, and waves of worry threaten everywhere, uncertainty. But in the midst of chaos, in the midst of fear, there is something to remember. Yes, there is something we all need to hear. Joy is not cancelled, peace still remains. God's goodness, kindness, His grace isn't running low, and He has not changed. His power is still abundant. His mercies are still new. God's plan have not been canceled. He's still in control, and everything that matters still remains. So when the trials and tests they come, darkness only hides the sun. You can't seem to find your way, no light of day. There are some things we know for sure, they never change, they will endure, no matter what things look like all around us. So in the midst of chaos, in the midst of all the fear, there is something you should remember. Yes, there is something we all need to hear. Joy is not cancelled, He still remains. God's goodness, kindness, His grace isn't running low, and He has not changed. His power is still abundant. His promises are still true. God's plan have not been canceled. He's fully in control, and everything that matters still remains. Yes, everything that matters still remains.
Pause. A temporary stop in action or speech. Sa Psalms at Habakuk po ay meron pong word na sela. 71 times in the Psalms in the Hebrew Bible, and 3 times in Habakkuk. The true meaning of Selah in the Bible is a mystery. Bible scholars have come up with multiple meanings and possible explanation for the meaning of the word. Pero kunin po natin ang isang meaning nito, silence or pause. This is our Selah moment, ang pandemic pong ito. Hindi lamang po as individual, but as a part of the body of Christ, His church. Why do we need this Selah moment in our churches? Because churches have entered the fowler's snare sea trap. Kung may power sea po ang Panginoon sa atin, ay may fowler's snare sea din po ang kaaway para itrap po tayo. And what is that sea? Competition and comparison. Like this one, may nagsasabing, we care about you. Ang iba naman ay, yes, but we've got better music. At ito ay nagresulta sa mas matindi pa pong church hopping. And this became a plague. Church hoppers, just like the plague in Egypt, the hopping frogs. Once you start, you can't stop. Wala pong commitment. Only part of a crowd, not the church. Not the church of Christ. Ganyan din po ang nangyari sa mga tagasunod ng Panginoon sa John 6:66. And so from that time on, many of the disciples turned their backs on Jesus and refused to be associated with Him. And it was because of His hard teachings. At ganyan po ang nangyari sa mga churches bago po mag-pandemic. At kaya po gumawa ng isang Selah moment, a pause ang Lord for us to reflect. Ang church buildings po mula po nung mag-pandemic were empty. At ngayon, only few members can enter the buildings. Bawal po ang mga seniors at mga bata. Kailangan po nating masagot ang mga tanong na ito. Am I really a follower of Christ? Do I really believe in Him? Do I have an intimate relationship with Him? Am I really a part of His church, the body of Christ? At minsan pa, Jesus is building His real church, just like in the days of the building of Solomon's temple. 1 Kings 6:7. When the temple was built, they did all the stone cutting at the quarry. No hammers, axes, or any iron tools were heard in the temple during its construction. Napuno po kasi ng ingay ang mga churches before the pandemic. Doon nagkaroon ng mga pagtapyas, paghasa, kaya maraming umaaray. At ang naging solusyon ay ayawan na lang, lipat na lang, magtayo na lamang po ng bago. So now there is a silent construction. The stones are being prepared at the quarry. We are in the quarantine, being prepared by God's loving hands so that we can go back in our churches na ready po. We will be ready with other stones na nahubog din ang kamay ng Panginoon sa kanyang quarry. Ang sabi po sa 1 Peter 2:5, come and be His living stones who are continually being assembled into a sanctuary for God. For now you serve as holy priests, offering up spiritual sacrifices that He readily accepts through Jesus Christ. No more of the fowler's snare, sea trap, no more comparison, no more competition, and no more church hopping. Come, it is time to worship Him in spirit and in truth. From now on, worshiping the Father will not be a matter of the right place, but with a right heart. For God is a spirit, and He longs to have sincere worshipers who adore Him in the realm of the spirit and in truth. John 4:23-24.
God I know, righteous and holy. God I know, faithful and true. The God I know, my tower of refuge. Hearts are healed, Christ revealed. God I know, light of the city. God I know, strengthens the weak. The God I know, your heart beats within me as you are, so are we. When the stage is lit tonight, there's no one else, just you and me. When the curtains close behind, there's no pretense, I'm on my knees. I will lay down my life for the love sacrifice you gave to me. It's all because of you, all because of you. The God I know, righteous and holy. The God I know, faithful and true. The God I know, my tower of refuge. Hearts are healed, Christ revealed. The God I know, light of the city. The God I know, strengthens the weak. The God I know, your heart beats within me as you are, so are we. This is my cry, my one desire, more of you, more of you. This is my cry, my one desire, more of you, more of you. This is my cry, my one desire, more of you, more of you. The church he knows, righteous and holy. The church he knows, faithful and true. The church he knows, a tower of refuge. Hearts are healed, Christ revealed. Church he knows, light of the city. Church he knows, strengthens the weak. The church he knows is strong and mighty as he is, so are we.
Psalm 27, verses 4, 5, and 6. One thing I ask of the Lord, this is what I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord, and to seek him in his temple. For in the day of trouble, he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his tabernacle, and set me high upon a rock. Then my head will be exalted above the enemies who surround me. At his tabernacle will I sacrifice with shouts of joy. I will sing and make music to the Lord.